instructional, educational. If you want to learn how to set up a NetBSD computer, and I better mute that. You'll learn how to do it here. So let's make sure I get this thing sized up for so you can see the chat. But I may be kind of busy, so this is going to be not as dry as the presentation I was doing. I was trying to compile from source. Alright, so this presentation assumes you have VirtualBox downloaded and installed on your system. You're not going to see all these things here on the left, but you're going to make these things. This is called a virtual machine. What it does, VirtualBox emulates a computer, so when VirtualBox runs, it could run an operating system inside it, so you're running an operating system inside an operating system, and then you could use the operating system to its full extent, and it uses some of your host computer's hardware. My host is Linux, and by the way, I'm broadcasting with the OBS open source software. Hey, what's going on, Myra? I am going to do an installation of an obscure operating system. If you want to watch, you're welcome to, but I got a lot of stuff I'm going to talk about. And I'm not going to compile from source like I did last time, so this will be faster. Okay, so once VirtualBox is installed, then you have to set up your virtual machine and assign to the virtual machine some resources of your host computer. Oh yeah, so by the way, this is broadcasting with the OBS open source software, which is, I'm just going to show there. It's set to stream through YouNow, and YouNow is connected to YouTube. So I'm actually live streaming on YouTube. Then once I'm done, it'll save it, even if the computer crashes. So that's good. Now, for the, getting back to VirtualBox, so what we're doing is we're running an operating system that we want to try inside the operating system that we normally use, and if we find out we like an operating system that we try, we may just use it like I have here with Linux. So when after you have it's computer stuff. Once you have VirtualBox installed, which is a program, you're going to create your own virtual machine. This one's, I'm going to call NetBSD. It is 64-bit. And I'm going to give it about 6 gigs of RAM. In fact, exactly 6144. Because I'm not going to be compiling from source, then I'm going to create a virtual hard disk, and I'm going to give it 40 gigs of space. And I'm going to give it a fixed size so I can save the disk. Okay, so I've had basically, but there's still things I have to do. So for the system, I have to decide if I'm going to give it another processor or 3. I'll give it 4 processors. I'm not going to enable pay because this is not a 32-bit system. The display I'll up to 128 megabytes, but I do have an issue with the display, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to resolve that. Enabling 3D and 2D, don't do it. I was having some issues. Here's storage. This is your virtual CD drive. So just like when you have a computer sitting on your desk, this is the place where you would insert the CD rather than elsewhere. Audio, I'm just going to keep the same. And network, very important, change it to bridged, or otherwise it won't work. Because you have to download your programs over the internet. And there's a lot of programs that have been created already by the NetBSD project that we're going to use. And we're going to set up a system that is very, very basic. And we're going to turn it into a graphical system like the one you see behind me, somewhat. Still would take some customization in the environment, but okay. So the system's powered off. Now I have to go to the NetBSD project and get the software. I'll just type NetBSD. I have no association with the NetBSD project other than I've used their software. And this happens to be a 64-bit what they call AMD 64. So we're going to go to download. You have to download an image. So here's AMD 64 is what I'm looking for. It's a 64-bit Intel compatible PC that includes the newer Macs. Okay, so I'm going to click on this to download it and ask me, do I want to save? 320 megs, shouldn't take that long. I'm going to say okay. I already happen to have one sitting around, but I'll go ahead and let this download. So this is the base software to install in the system. It's got the kernel of the operating system, basic tools that come with NetBSD. And okay, so now that I've obtained that, why is this? Okay, I have to go like that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to settings and I'm going to insert the virtual DVD or CD, whatever you want to call it, that I downloaded. And it's NetBSD 7.1. You might have to browse in your circumstance. You have to know where you've downloaded that CD image. Okay, so now we're going to start this thing up. And it's set to boot from the CD. This is kind of important. Since I inserted the optical image, it's going to boot from the optical image before it boots from the virtual hard disk I created. The virtual hard disk I created, which is also kind of important, is called NetBSD VDI, and it's stored in the VirtualBox VDMs folder, and that's literally what's called, NetBSD.VDI, and it's 40 gigabytes big. The whole operating system runs through it. If you were to copy this file up to the network, copy down to another computer, and have the same settings, it'll work just the same as it did from here. In other words, you can set up NetBSD once and have multiple uses for it and a backup for it. And there are affordable network storage products out there like Western Digital. It's like $130. You have 6 terabytes of space, which absolutely dwarfs this 40 gigabytes. And 40 gigabytes is big enough. So let's start this VM. And it should boot from the CD. There it is. So I press enter. To start, it's going to look very old school. And what we're going to do is turn it from something that's old school into something that is relatively modern and usable. Do in English. I'm going to leave the keyboard as English. Install NetBSD to the hard disk. Then where I want to the 40 gigabyte virtual hard disk is where I'm going to install the operating system. And just so you know, NetBSD would behave the same if I were on a separate computer. It's just this little box here would take up the whole monitor screen rather than just a portion of it. And usually just go ahead and accept the geometry, and I use the entire disk. I'll do the boot code and I'll set the sizes. That's fine. I'll just go ahead and accept it. It knows what to do. They're okay. Press enter to accept the name for it, and we're going to go ahead and continue. So formatted the hard disk. I'm going to use the BioCounsel as boot. Whatever that means, I'm just going to do it. And I'm going to do a full installation from the CD-ROM. Of course, there's 300 megabytes of stuff on here, so it shouldn't take all that long. And there's other things like to do before you leave that are actually important, or otherwise it would be not a very happy process. So basically, if you watch this and you follow the steps that I do, even though I'm talking kind of fast, you can learn how to do something kind of cool. Set up a completely different operating system and learn how it works. It can be educational. All right. Hit enter to continue. Okay, so now I have to set up my network, because if I don't have a network set up, I'm not going to be able to download source code or compile binaries to have stuff to install in my system, and the system won't be very useful. So it detects the network card that I have, which is actually virtual boxes. I'm going to press enter for it to give it an IP number automatically. Then it does some pings and pongs and all this other stuff, and eventually it'll give it an IP number, and I'll have an internet connection actually. And I'm going to call this NetBSD test. I'll just call this local domain. That's all you really need to know. If you look this stuff up, you can. Alright, so it's not asking me for the DNS server, but that's provided by my router, so yes, they're okay. So, do you want to put it in etc.? Yes, you do, because that's the control panel. Unix, a lot of the settings are controlled by text files in the etc. directory. Time zone, I'm in America, and I will go with something like Los Angeles. I'm going to exit. The root shell, I'm going to use KSH. Then I'm going to give the system a password. This is the administrative password. You want to remember what this is. Don't use an empty password because you'll have trouble with KDE later unless you make an additional change. So do make a password. For the root user, we're going to roll as root. I'm not going to make another user, which means you're admin. Not necessarily the best practice, but it's the best way to set things up, I will say that. So I'm going to say, if you want to set a root password, yes. I'm going to type it in. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Hand is quicker than the eye. Password's in. Now, I'm going to do both of these. I'm going to fetch and unpack package source if I want to build from source. And I'm also going to enable the installation of binary packages. And it actually is going to pick the right thing. I don't understand. I think I just go ahead and do that. So right now it's downloading the software that installs other software. And you go pkgin install package name. Now that's different than using the package source packages. And I'm a package source kind of person. Okay. Now we're going to get the package source stuffs. And what that will allow you to do is to download source code and compile it and install it that way. It's a very time-consuming way to do it. Someone's got to do it out there. It's more educational to know how packages are built than actually to take the time to use it. So I'm going to fetch that and install that. That's good to have. And then when I go in, I'm going to check and make sure it's there. I'm also going to look and see whether one of the necessary... and I don't know if the documentation at NetBSD is out of date. I don't know if package pkgin is the correct terminology and not package add. Or if it's both. Whether I could use package add, it's just if I use package add, the software goes to one place in the system, and I use package in, it goes to another, which seems kind of dangerous. But the package source is a really big set of scripts that automate the shell to download source code and to allow you to compile the source code, which I'm not going to be doing right now. I may do it later on, and that could go on for hours. So I might get really boring at some point, and I don't need to take up all the space. And it'll minimize that. And now it is uncompressing package source. At the end of the day, if it does this right, and I remember that it does because I've done this before, it'll put it in the user package source directory, which I'll show you what that means eventually. Now, question here, enable SSHD. You don't need to know what it is, but it's for remote access to the computer. NTPD you do want to enable because there are no guest editions for NetBSD. That means the screen is going to be this size unless I pull off some magic before I run xconfigure, which happens when I first log into KDM. So, which will be later. I'm going to say yes. And I am going to enable MDNSD because that has to do with some kind of functionality in KDE. I wish I knew what CGD is, and RAID, I don't know why I'm using RAID, and LVM. Let me look that up. Just to see if it isn't something I learned last time. Allows logical volume management. Okay, I'm only using one disk, so I don't need to combine disks or whatever, so... Okay, let's get back to our virtual machine. I'm just about done with this installation. Okay, at a minimum, you should edit etc. rcconf to match your needs, see etc. defaults rcconf for the default values. Now I'll go over what rcconf does. In general, before I start, NetBSD has a directory called etc. rc.d, and in that are a bunch of scripts if you've installed software for the services that NetBSD can be told to start when you start the system up. If you use the name of that little script and put a equals yes in rcconf, it'll work. If you don't, then it won't activate that service, even though you've installed it. I'm going to reboot the computer. The only tricky thing about this, it needs to unmount the CD. In fact, you know what? I'm going to power off the machine because I need to take the virtual CD out of the drive. This way. Don't remove the attachment because that removes your ability to put CDs into the system. Okay, so now that we have a basic system, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run one of these really geeky commands, and I'll see whether I can get it to take up more of the screen. And this I had seen from, this was an idea they had at Icarus Desktop, and if I don't do this, it's guaranteed that I'm going to have a very small box that'll display KDE. If I do this, there's a chance that it will work the way I want it to. So, and this is, in fact, that was one of the last things I ran before to test out. This is just called, okay, so what the hell am I doing here? I'm using the VBox Manage program, using its feature called Set Extra Data to configure the NetBSD virtual machine, to use a custom video mode of my screen resolution, which is 1920 by 1080 by 1032. If you have a different screen resolution, then you use different dimensions. So if you have 1000, you use 1920, that's not good. If I had the VirtualBox, if NetBSD had VirtualBox guest editions, and I may even try to do that later, but I may end up struggling with it to the point it gets boring, I wouldn't have to do this. But I'm not sure this will work either. So anyway, I've done that. So that part is done. And last time I tried messing with this, I had an issue with cups printing and browsing the network in KDE, but it might have been because I didn't enable whatever that was, MDNS, whatever. Alright, so done with that. And that I had to do in my host. And there's no graphical interface for adding that feature. There's a lot of features VirtualBox has you can enable that aren't available in part of the graphical environment, unfortunately. Alright, so what we've done, we've installed NetBSD, and if you don't understand, if you just want to try out NetBSD and you don't understand what I was saying, you can just copy what I did. Alright, so now we're going to start this up again after I go to the system, I go to the storage, and I remove the disk from the virtual drive. Okay, we're going to start up. Ready? Drum roll, please. Okay. Okay, that means it at least was able to partially install. You know, once I see that means the bootloader is working. Okay, it says starting DHCPD, it's getting an IP number on the local area network. Now it's going to update the date and time via NTP, which could take a while depending on whether some server out there that is randomly being picked responds quickly. It's already done. Now we're going to update the font config cache. Don't worry about. Okay, so now I got to log in, and the username is root. And we'll say, okay, welcome to NetBSD. Copyright Regency University of California until 1993, and then from that point forward, it was the NetBSD Foundation. The NetBSD Foundation makes NetBSD. Okay. So, now what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to check something called my dot profile. Use the concatenate command to read it. And I'll make this bigger. No, I can't. So I could use. Now I got to use more to see the whole damn thing. Okay, so it's adding. The path here is important because programs will only run from places that are paths. So the binary for the application has to be located in one of these directories for it to work. Why is it doing NetBSD 6 there? Alright, so what it's telling me is that it didn't really... I guess package in's a different system. I think I want to use package add. So it's integrated with package source. Okay. So I'm going to try to figure out how to make this easiest for people. There's a variable called package path. And if that variable is included in the file I just displayed, the contents of the file I just displayed, all this stuff up here is the contents of a text file that I've displayed by using the cat command. If I have, where it says export package path, blah, 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 FTB, and okay, if I change that to 7.1, boy, they got uname in there. Wow, that's fancy. Then I could use package add, package underscore add, to install the stuff I want. And the first thing I want to install is something called Nano, which is a text editor. This is quotes, which would be a problem for me to redirect. So maybe I should do Nano. And since I'm going to use package, okay, so I'm going to go to first step is you go to user package source editors Nano, make install clean. It's a very simple one. As soon as I press enter, it's going to download the source code for Nano. It already did. It unzipped it, already did. Now it's doing the compile stage. or the configure stage, where it's checking my system to see if I got all the stuff necessary for Nano to actually run. And it's pretty simple. If it does, it passes that, it tries to compile, then it creates a package. And it's returning to the, so build a couple dependencies there, and package source will sort out the dependencies for you. Let's qmake. I don't want this to go on too long. I'm only doing this so there's a reasonably easy way to actually end curses, my god, to edit the .profile file instead of having to type a bunch of obscure things in an unfriendly terminal shell. Library tool, my god. Our simple text editor seems to be overkill. Okay, M4. Alright. When this is done, and I basically tell NetBSD where to get pre-compiled binaries, so we don't have to go through this whole thing, which could take 7 hours, actually. I'm going to install the meta package KDE 3510. And then I'm going to make sure I'm actually able to use it. I'm also going to look at the contents of one file, and I'm also going to make sure I can log into KDE, because that's a problem. And I'm also going to copy the necessary file that will cause KDM to run. And then I'll try to install cups and Samba and see if those things work. And maybe I'll goof around with VirtualBox guest editions, but we'll see. It's in the, so far maybe 3 or 4 packages have already compiled, but these are just dependencies that you would never really know that you have installed. With 300 megabytes of a base system, it is a very, now it's compiling. It's a very, very basic system. And what we're trying to do is turn this basic system into something you can use. Now, sometimes if you don't have a regular PC, all you can use is something like NetBSD, so it's good to know how to do this stuff. Looks like it's installing something. Now it's going to try in curses, which is make the shell look like DOS kind of stuff, which may not make any sense to you, but that's the way it is. I'm going to make this a little smaller. How long is this going to go? I didn't plan on having to compile this many packages. I thought Nano was just going to be quick. But if you're doing this, if you actually got this far, you can actually tell people that you've downloaded source from the internet and you've compiled it. Which not a lot of people actually do these days. I think ncurses was that complicated. Alright, so now we're installing something. And some other ncurses, which is a dependency of Nano. Nano needs all this stuff. If you ever use a computer program, someone had to do all this stuff to get your program to actually run. This might be too much of an effort for... But I need to make this realistic. How long has this been going on? Half an hour? Oh my god. Alright, so now it's going to try to compile Nano, which shouldn't take that long. And we're done. So, okay, so now, let me type Nano. Nano.profile. That doesn't seem right. And that's because I'm not in my home directory. That's why. So I'm going to exit. Control X. It's like WordPerfect. Isn't that great? Okay, my home directory, I just do cd painter or whatever that thing is. Just see where I'm at. I do pwd. I'm in root. Now I do nano. Nano. Mork calling Orson. Come in, Orson. Alright, so this over here. I seem to remember that being... Okay, so I need to change this to 7. You put the numbers lock on. And why did that disappear? So I'm going to exit. And I am not going to save that. I'm going to delete the pound sign. With the backspace, fine. And this is going to be 7.1. I'm just going to change this to AMD 64 because AMD 6, that's an 8, 6.4. Not $64. Maybe in a pain in the butt. I guess it just displays it that way. There's no $sign there, actually. Yes. Clear. Now, I also got to make sure that the user pkg sbin variable is part of the pathing. Let me do that again. User package bin, user package sbin. Okay, so that's there. Control X. So I don't need to do anything with that. I'm going to clear this. Now, this should work. I should be able to do package add -r KDE -3 number of lock, please, 0.5, 0.10. I'm going to put MB5 there just because I know the exact name of the package. Okay, maybe no R. No package. Why not? I'm just guessing. Yeah, this is supposed to work. Okay, let's try this. This used to work back in the old days. I might have to reboot to get this to work, and that's probably what's going on. So what I'm doing is I'm telling this where to get its stuff, I think. And I try to put that in .profile. And I forgot the quote. Put the quote there. Export path pkg path. Now we'll try this package add. That doesn't work. File busy. Or do I have to put it in meta packages or something? What the hell? Process the file? It's called KD-3.5.10. and nb5.tgz. What are there two of them for? Do I have an extra thing there? I gotta figure out how to use this thing. Package and install. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Yep. Alright, so it's going to download all this stuff that I would have to compile by hand myself. The only question is where the hell is it going to land? Second question is my .profile having any effect on this? I don't know. Third question is, does it go to the same place the package source goes to? So there are a bunch, all these are all packages that I need to turn this black screen into something like this behind me. So it still does take a while. And also add Firefox as well. Alright, so where do things go wrong? I think I probably should just use package-in to start with. So it's probably between Firefox and KD3 there's like 200 packages, so that's about 10. So we're not even 5% done. Now all these packages are coming from this location here. This is the NetBSD store, and everything's free. Actually, there's numerous categories of packages that they have available in this showroom. Look at this showroom full of valuable prizes. They're categorized, and someone's taking the time to compile all these different programs and put them where they belong, so I'm able to actually download them. So, for example, NetPBM, whatever that is. Let's try the Net category. But it's not there. Let's try the World Wide Web category. but it's not there. Or let's do the all category, which will promptly crash my web browser, or maybe not. And that is under, don't know. It's right there under all. All right, so this, I can't do anything else while this is going. But a couple things I'm going to have to do. So I had to run that in the terminal to export the package path. I think when I reboot, it'll automatically do that, but I'll test it. Or I didn't have to do it at all because I done the package in thing. But the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at rc.conf. Before I try to log into KDE, I am going to here we go. Before I try to log into KDE, I'm going to concatenate rc.conf to see what's there. To see whether KDM's activated, whether Cups and Samba is activated, because I'm going to want to log those. I'm going to want to install those things. But before I log into KDM, I have to allow root logins. So I have to go to the place where that thing is stored, and I don't know if I wrote down where that was stored. I think I remember what it was. It was under user, package, share, KDE config, or app, share apps, config, and then KDM, I think. Somewhere around there. I hope I'm able to find it because it's not going to be as easy to look around without the benefit of the KDE to do so. I also, before I set KDM equals yes, I have to move the KDM starting script from the examples directory over to etc. RCD. So any script you have in etc. RCD, when the system boots up, it will start that program automatically. I'm starting to get my KDE programs. We're installing some packages. And they're off. User package info. No schema files. PyExpat. Execute this command to extract. I can't even see it. What? Why is it doing that? Oh, it's installing. That's what's going on. Installing a bunch of stuff and things. Where the things go to do the stuff I want to do. Now, it's installing the KDE base. But before I try to do that, you probably want to make sure, okay, it's gone. Can't even see that. Alright, that's fine. You know, just blow by me, I don't care. KDE Utils, KDE Toys, KDE Multimedia. Add the following to initd. KCOCALD. I'm not going to remember that. Alright, so that's all installed. So now I'm going to see if I could find the frickin' come on. The thing. You know, the what's it. It's user, I'm pretty sure user package shell. I should just change it and look around. If I had this stuff written down, ls lets me look around. User package share. KDE. Booping. Then apps. Booping. I think it's config. Config. But it's not showing. Okay. That's not, those are binaries. Right. Right. Config. Config. With a C. LS. Okay, now. Looking for the KDMRC. Which is in the KDM directory. CD KDM KSM KDM KDMRC nano KDMRC. Why am I doing this? So I could log in as root. That's why. Then I'm going to use Control W to find the word root. I'm going to keep looking. Allow root logins. Default is true, and they have it as false. This is not what I wanted. I'm not inserting nothing. What are you doing? Control C. Backspace. TRUE. Then, write out means save, but I'm just going to do Control X, and it's going to ask me if you want to save, and I'm going to say yes. Alright, so that part is done. Next thing I need to do is I'm going to concatenate, etc. rc to conf, .conf. And it has, it does not have KDM equals yes. It doesn't have cups equals yes. I'm not going to do it yet. Okay, but first, okay. So I'm going to do nano instead of cat. And we're going to do KDM equals yes. Control X, Y, enter. We're done. Okay, next thing we do is I'm going to copy cp / user package share examples rcd kdm to etc rc.d. Then I'm going to go to etc rc.d, and I'm going to look to see it's there, and there's KDM. That's a lot of stuff. Those are all the things like if I wanted to, I could activate. So far, what I have activated when I concatenated the file is basically basic stuff, and now I got KDM. So when I reboot, it'll bring up, it won't be a black screen, what's it? It'll be a graphical user doohickey. Now, also another thing, if I wanted to build this from source, which I'll do next time. Let's just do this. Let's reboot. Reboot. I'm going to restart the system, and it should bring me to a graphical desktop to log in from. Reboot normally. I'm getting worried that my little trick with the VBox what's it isn't going to work here, but we'll see. Also going, why is it doing that? This damn thing's having trouble rebooting. Why? Alright, Control out escape for an abort. Nice. Didn't think it was going to do that. Okay, start her up. And we're off. Boot normally, just go. Waiting for dad completion. Dad completion. Come on, Dad. It's going to take the time. This is going to work now. There is my graphical user interface login. As promised, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Now it should let me log in. If it doesn't, I'm in deep trouble. Root logins are not allowed, so now I'm in trouble. I'm in real trouble. And I will not be able to elevate privileges. And I'm not going to be able to send... Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, so I didn't figure out which KDMRC I had to, you know... Actually, have to boot in a single user. This is not the way it's supposed to go. All right. It's got to be under user share. So I got to go back into the virtual machine. I'm in trouble. Okay, I got to go back to the virtual machine. Using the installer to try to edit RCD. Come on, respond. Should add a user to be able to log in. Go with KSH. Power this off. Now log in as myself. I don't like the way they do that. If I did single user, I don't know if I'd be able to make a change anyway. Maybe not, but that CD thing works, so great. there's our login. There I am. Alright, let's do this. Tree. Keramic's good. So now I'm going to have to elevate privileges, but I have nano, so I'll be able to live. Not that bad, not as I really wanted it to go. I wanted you not to have to do this. If you were to copy this procedure. Now some people don't want to, this would be good enough for them. They don't want to log in as root, but I want to be able to log in as root. Log in as root from here, you just do SU. And also, I'm going to browse around and see where this damn thing is. User share. Alright, it's not there. It's under opt. You never know where this stuff's going to end up. User package share, user share. Come on, man. I was already there. Actually, I'm gonna do this. User package bin. So what the hell? Apps. Hold on a second. It's like I didn't even do anything. True. So it's not getting instructions from here. Where the hell is it getting instructions from? What's this? I just looked at. Darn it. Let's see if my still passed. Okay, I can download and install Firefox. Devices. That doesn't mean anything. Scale is nothing. So binaries. Alright, so Firefox is installed. Christ. Let's see if I can browse the network. The Lisa Dean, that's the same thing I had before. No difference to build from source. Everything else is running. Call not supported. All right. All right, you're gonna make me log out. Fine. Firefox Nightly. Well then. Okay, so NetBSD. Blah, blah, blah. Now, why the frick would they do that? I wonder if it's under user X11R6. Let's take this on. No. It's a bunch of libraries. I mean, come on, dude. Keep going back to the same old place. I don't know if it's under apps. No. Even if I could change it. Oh. Wow. All right. So it's not installing here. It's a different system. User package. Bin. package content. Okay. I just download. Can I just download only? Unzip this and figure out where the fuck it is. Actually, I can. But I don't have one yet, do I? I should have done this before I tried this. Where am I? This thing. Okay, where did... What? Jesus. User package, etc. There it is. That's the one I wanted to edit. Control W. I don't even know if I'm freaking root right now. Control W, root. Rot. Thank you. Now I'll be able to use this the way I want to. And the reason why I was able to find that is because I built packages before. Just I'd probably just power off. Because I've been having problems rebooting. Go. Like KD3 is an older system, but I like it better than the newer ones. The newer one's not so bad. KD5. Now I'm going to go in as root, and I'm going to be allowed. Thank you very much. This, that. These are different things you can do. I'm going to go with ceramic. It's not too bad for the screen. I wish it was bigger, but not too bad. Alright, so this is where I left off when I built from source, but it took 7 hours to do the same thing I've done in a few minutes here. And the reason I'm logging in as a different user is the reason I have to redo this thing. Alright, next thing is system and this desktop. I am just fucking puzzled why the Lisa demon has to be. What the fuck is that? That's Firefox. It's the latest build as of the date it was built. And a lot of time you look for answers in NetBSD, you have to look in other places and see what they did, and maybe that's the answer. Why do I want all this crap? There's a problem with the dipping package of KioSlave. It is not. KioSlave for SMB. See what these people say. So it may or may not be KioSlave. I don't know how to do that. Holy neighborhood. Update. But at this point, browsing the network isn't that big of a deal. But you want your host to browse the network. Okay, Samba share under Kio. That's a piece of code. What he's saying is there's some Kio component. They're both pointing to Kio. I'll go back. And it might be under net. It's one of these packages. I have a huge list. Okay. I gotta figure out what package has Kio in it. KD libs 3. It's part of the KDE libs. Why is it doing that? So, what? I wonder if it's a setting for KD network or something. No, it's not good. But that was stupid. Yeah, there's a Q even here. Kio slave. User package Kio slave. Kio slave. Okay. Kio exec. Alright, do I have to have Samba install or something? Let's try that. I want to be able to print. and be able to save stuff on the network. Now these packages coming from package in, I don't know where, or if they're being kept at all, or they're being deleted. Where are they going? Where's it going? Here, temporary? Where's it going? It's already installed. Alright, so then so what I have to do is I have to put, for these two services, I have to make sure that etc RCD, this is important to know. So the stuff that's in etc RCD, all these little scripts here, are things that can start when you start up the computer. Where the fuck is cupsd? Okay, I hate how package in puts everything in a different place. This here, rcconf, if I say cupsd equals yes, and B equals yes, N and B equals yes, Samba equals, I don't know if that, I'll just keep like that. The problem I have is where the hell is the startup? Okay, now I gotta get these packages. and there's no memory. I want to use bash for fuck's sake. Okay, I don't even have that in my clipper. No, I don't. NetBSD. God damn. MD64. Let's go over here. I could just download it here. Network. It should be Samba. I think it's Samba 3. Okay, we're going to save this sucker. I want to know, where's the configuration file? Where's the, or maybe I have to copy it from examples. Alright, let's open this damn thing. Why is it insistent going into downloads? I mean, unsupported. Oh, great. So they're using encrypted target zips. Fuckers. So how the fuck am I supposed to get the information about these packages? This is so nondescript. You need to know where the configuration file is. You know, you don't need 2 on your system. There we go. All right, let's just try rebooting it. I do this twice every time. What? Oh, can't restart because it'll crash. Alright. Hope that so I'm trying to, I got KD installed as NetBSD, just trying to show people how to do that. If you want to use NetBSD, you can get KD and Firefox in there fairly easily. You can get past, if you want to log in as root, I showed how to get past that problem. Not everybody does, but and now I'm wondering why I can't browse the network. I'm wondering if CUPS is going to work, and I there's something called the Keo slave that seems to be broken in KD3 here. And I bet you this is not going to work. Yeah. So I keep saying the Lisa daemon isn't working. That's broken, I can't fix it. Next thing... Alright, so it's very not initialized. This is normal if a client's never connected to my server. Okay, fine. Why the hell? Okay, now let's try to set up CUPS. Is it printing? localhost 631. You need to know that. Can I have a dot there? Yeah. Alright. Screw you. Let's try this. Try this one. Why isn't cups D start? I went to etc. rcd.conf. I should have cups D equals start, right? I just put cups. No, I didn't. So why is the cups daemon not running? Show you it's actually the cups daemon, because so the problem with package in, very good for package sourcing, all right. Now to get cups started. Christ's sake. Next, copy the cupsd startup script. Examples RCD, is that what I'm missing? There it is. Alright, so you need SMBD, you need NMBD, you need Samba, and you need cups. And probably I'm going to need Avahi, dbus, kadmin. What the hell's KDC? Requires Kabiros 5. What's this? SLP. So I have to make sure that etc. rcd.conf has all these things enabled. What is this? Dir manager. I'm gonna make sure at least, okay, I'm gonna copy all these things over to, this is what I was trying to say. So I forgot where to look. So it's etc. RCD. What I said was true. I just didn't remember where to go. So the Avahi daemon allows some automatic discovery of stuff on the network. So I'm gonna make sure I got all this stuff, etc. Enabled, and then maybe stuff will start working. There's rc.conf. Get out of the way. I gotta make sure those are done. Alright, let's try this. So we have, now when I restart, cupsd, SMB, NMB, and Samba will start. And then I need this thing right. Of course, cups check. dbus equals yes. kadmin d. That sounds like it's a KD thing, so I hope it doesn't screw me out of the whole thing. And the rest, so the only ones I haven't done is NASD. What's that? So now I gotta look all this stuff up and see what it does. Meanwhile, I can't even print them. So I gotta write down what the hell am I missing here, and I still haven't figured this stuff out yet. So dir mngr is one, NASD is another. KDM I have there. KDC, I don't know what that is, and SLPD. An SLPD I might need, but I'm not taking any risks just yet. And I'm going to shut down and then start again because rebooting, for whatever reason, is causing this to crash. Shift Control F, since the VirtualBox guest editions aren't in there, I have to do that to get out of the screen. Shift Control F. Alright, so I would reboot if it didn't hang. Now, if I use a different version of VirtualBox, it wouldn't have that problem. So I've dealt with this. This is in, actually it's located at user package. I don't remember where the hell this thing is. Etc. Can I browse the network? So I know it isn't really broken. Christ, this will work. It's still useless, so that doesn't work. Let's see if cups is running. That points to 631. There it is. Okay, printers. Administration. We're gonna add a printer. Look at this stuff. Root. I'm already root, but they want me to log in because it's supposed to be remote. I don't think it's going to work. this is what it did last time. So cups is broken, network browsing is broken. It did manage to irk out a really crappy print job. It's not even showing up. Whatever. I'm looking for flame wars. I'm looking for answers. Alright, cups. Won't print. Oh, we have to enable the printer daemon. LPD equals... It's insane. Next, I have to enable the mouse daemon and the monitor daemon and the terminal daemon. But it's not... I don't even think it's in... Is there an LPD in here? LDPD? LPD. What the hell is LDPD? Alright, let's start this stupid thing. Yeah, and they have a little wiki for cups, and they immediately forget this part. Do I have to actually restart for this? Okay, let's do that. I roll. Alright. And I'm doing that once again. Because restart hangs the system. Right, it would hang right around there. I don't know what a cycle drift is, but... Root file system check. Well, it is a good operating system. I just want to see if I can get it so people can actually use it. What's slowing this down is the NTP. Trade cups again. Try This Conoco things have to go to frickin' Google Drive. So I don't want to do. So it's able to discover these on the network. Oh, Jesus. Generic. PCO, whatever. When was this? A long time ago. Did you follow the notes and ports updating? Yeah, whatever, dude. Problem solved by cups filters. Now, why would they package that separately? Poplar. What the hell's a poplar? Unsupported format text plain. Now what? Dude, what's the deal here? I'm supposed to print out a banner. I don't think the banners are coming in. Can you give the output for the following commands? Let's try that. No such file or directory. That's FreeBSD. So, user package. Let's try that. Alright, so that's there. Stuff. Ghost script. I gotta look in this thing. Let's try HP lib. And when I tried this yesterday, it couldn't do SLP calls. And it's still usable, but I mean, I want to have basic functionality. What's the deal? That doesn't make any sense. Did I not install HP lib? Okay. No such. What? Oh God. 6 errors. So I'm not allowed to install HP lib? Because it was compiled for NetBSD 7. Oh my God, so I have to do this in package source. It's good. They do have some problems. What's GSESP? Now I gotta interpret that into NetBSD because I don't have. What is this? GS. That's Debian. What is this? Alright, it's not one of them. Go script GPL, grow script. Where should go script GPL? Is it? Okay, what is it already installed? Format PPD's cups. Restart cups. Of course. What do we got? 2 versions of this going? Jesus. Okay, let's restart. So I think it gave me a little more space because I did that first resize. I don't know, man. About ready to stop this little demo here. There's no difference between my results except I was able to actually, from package source, install HP-lib. The problem being, though, if I installed HP-lib from package source, it wouldn't sync up with, because the config file, it wouldn't be linked. I don't know. Come on. Woo! See if that worked. Of course not. But It's like the printers aren't showing up on my menu. Alright, so guess printing's out. Or modify this thing. I was able to get to spit something out yesterday. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. Because you just have to know that. I do have the driver for this, but I don't want to. It's not supposed to be like that. I'm not hearing it. Nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. So I had more success with my other setup. Okay. View the error log. The name. No such user package share cups banners. Unable to. Let's try this. It's 2 minutes ago. So there might be something going on with the dependencies. IPP find. Cups filters. Okay. No history. What was this thing called? Cups filters. Drivers. Format PBD's cups. Correct answer is yes. 5 errors. Error log in the var database. Okay. Can't install. These are PPDs are nothing. I mean, it's not even a binary. There's my packages. Yeah, but these are all fucking encrypted, man. Look at that shit. Okay. Oh, is that all? Okay. So it goes into share from Mac PPD. So wherever that is, because we got all this weird shit. User. Thematic. So they ship broken target zip files. Where are we? I mean, just come on. These are just like drivers. There's Canada. ADV4. Right, you know what? I'm getting sick of this shit. Oh, please. Let's try this. There's a noise. Not exactly perfect, but it frickin' worked. It's not really the correct driver, but okay, at least I could print something, not all of them. Sometimes it was a bad job, it just won't. Color mangler, no profiles. Alright, so I have to get the... Yeah, I can browse the network, you know. Oh, for fuck's sake, okay. How about a freaking client? Do I need maybe I need SMB client for the damn thing to work. So it's working, so why is it not? Yeah. No. No. You mean, did they suppress that? I wonder. You probably just use package source to build this. Hello, where's Katie? What is this called? Conquer. I have to kill. There's like no. Katie Network 3. Where's install? Probably is. Nothing to do. Nothing to do. But that's part of Conqueror, which is not really that. There's the package list. Conqueror's not part of that. Is that all? Okay. KD Network file sharing. Maybe it uses KD4's stuff. Oh God. Maybe it relies on KD4's stuff. I should have done all this stuff before I did this. I might want to watch this one. Can I have no sound? What the hell's going on here? Or is it taking my freaking bandwidth? Yeah, I don't think I have any audio here either. Yeah, it's got to be usable, otherwise, you know. So basically, the ones they have here, that ended up actually being built for NetBSD 7 are the ones that actually wouldn't build with package source. So they just brought forth the old one. 24 warnings and 3 errors. KDE network file sharing. This might be the answer. I don't know. Alright. Now I'll power off. So. How long have I been going? 2 hours, 33 minutes. Alright. The deal is I wish I had these answers up front, and if I did, it wouldn't take so long, okay? Update via NTP, come on. Oh, come on. Right. Alright, so yeah, the printer test page isn't so great. Some issues I was dealing with here. Whether I want to continue or not. Alright, so I can log in as root. That's great. I had to find out which was the right one. I should make a note of where that was. I think it was in, package, etc. Or user package, etc. KDM. I could actually print this frickin' thing. And it'll print on the bottom where the hell this thing was. So I had to allow root logins, even though the default is not to. Some person decided to make it false. Installing KDE was fairly easy. The results aren't any different when I built from source. And I was able to get this to start. I didn't have to do anything with... Okay, let's go to rc.conf. And that's misleading. I mean, which etc. directory are we working here? That's the problem. So, I don't know. Is it... Let's look and see if there's any other services I could start here. That might... So, installing that KDE4 did nothing. What's a GPIO? Actually, I want to go to user package share examples because they put the examples there. Under RCD. Say, hey, you might want to use this stuff. So what's this SLPD anyway? Service location. Maybe I need that. And that's what HP Lip was complaining about. That's the problem with this. You know, it isn't just you install and it works, and then, you know, the way things should be, and they don't do this in Unix, is it really should be that they enable the stuff. Then if you want to disable it, go ahead. I mean, some people, oh, that's not very, secure. But the deal is that, I don't want people playing system administrator if I have to keep playing with it. Okay, so SLPD actually got to make sure is in, or it won't run, etc. or CD. Anything you put in here, it'll run when you start up. If you also have KDC is actually in there. If you have a yes there, one of these frickin' things. Now the kadmin D, maybe that's going to allow me to have some more stuff here. So it seems to know what to do here, and I'm sure you want to. Sure. Okay, what does this do? It's not supported. So, and if I pick one, what does that mean? I mean, and then where does it go? I mean, I think this is to set up like I'm already connected to the network, so I don't care about that. Plugins. Might Kio be a plugin? All I have is Netscape. Don't think that's going to do it. Now, desktop sharing has actually been disabled in KDMRC. So whatever it is, what is this? KDC. Some kind of Kerberos thing. Kerberos. What's this do? There's a what? Derman Manager? What's that? I don't know what it does. What's NES do? What does it do? This guy says it does. So RPC bind is something I'm missing. Dir manager is something I'm missing. FAMD. Vahi. Damn it. Why? And now you don't want to print. Really strange. Firefox doesn't want to print. What's this? I think I'm done. I don't know if I want to wrestle with this anymore. So, you know, it's saying use SMB client, but that's ridiculous. This window is not going to get any bigger than that. It's just not. Without the VirtualBox guest editions, I don't feel like building it right now. I'm getting tired. Package-in makes things more confusing because there's a lot of documentation for package source, and then it uses the same directories. But at the end of the day, so, gee. Once I had, so in this whole recording, once I had Firefox installed and the ability to log in, before I started doing the root stuff, that's a basic setup, and the rest is just me. This is what a NetBSD experience really is like. And I wish it wasn't that way. They did have someone in NetBSD 7.0 had the drivers made for, yeah, I could try to do KDE4. It's a meta package. GNOME. Some of this stuff looks pretty old. Why don't they have... I mean, do they literally not have KDE4? Yeah, they do. KDE Workspace? And then I have to change it to XDM equals yes. All right, let me try that. I used to get screwed. Alright, this is going to present a different login interface. And maybe I need to use something newer. So it takes like, imagine if I was installing, compiling from source, I would be a third of the way through. It is usable. Oh god. What are we doing this for? No, there's no option. Why did I do this? Oh man. Are you kidding me? Kadmin D. That's a very good way to break your system, and they recommend that. My god. Alright, so now we do this. Let's see, how do we get out of this situation? So we can't even, we just have to power off the machine. And we need the install CD to recover from that. Warning, no dev console. What? Formatting hard disk. Have a nice day. It's not formatting. Why are we doing... cares? Enable XGM? No. Yeah, I won't have a graphical interface. And I have to earn that again. But I have nano and I'll be able to do that. Remove the pound sign from in front of KDM equals yes. I'm going to put pound sign in front of XGM equals yes. And it means disable. The pound sign means disable, and then we'll be able to log in. So I'll probably have to reboot though. Just have to power off. Fun, fun, fun. So a lot of this stuff is supplemental for workability purposes. So if you just want a thing to be able to browse the net and not have any sound, actually, I don't think that's going to work. Welcome to NetBSD. We recommend you create a non-root account. So go nano, etc. rc.conf. Use a backspace because they're picky like that. XGM equals no, that's fine. So we're done. We're going to do X. We're going to save this with a Y. We're going to halt the system. Of course, you can't, you still have to NetBSD on a fresh install doesn't just start KDM without some work that I did earlier. just install GNOME? Let me try installing GNOME. This package in. If I wonder about yeah. Running out disk space. Doesn't have KDesk free. KDF, I think it's. There it is. Okay. So I have 26 gigs. I'll be fine. Properties. There we go. Why is the kernel saying I got no space in the kernel? For some Vietnamese noodle soup. So we'll add the bonus of GNOME on this thing. It's GNOME 2, and I don't know. Hopefully it'll actually do something decent. And XDM, I don't know why they have people do that. Vietnamese noodle soup. Party on. Excellent. Woo, woo, woo. Alright, how much more do I have? Maybe I'll be able to browse the network with GNOME. I don't like the GNOME interface as much. And then the printouts using a generic driver. Maybe because you need to know this stuff in the I gotta figure out where to get the actual PPD. Maybe I'll do it this way. On the fly even. Maybe. Let's do it this way. Yeah. So I'm like a giant. Alright, so now I could get some stuff I want to get. So I have this driver set aside somewhere. Not for some other printer. Well, let's see if I have it over here. Oh, is that it? Is that all? Guess so. No, it's a PPD, not a... looking for the frickin' PPD file. Come on. Alright, that's not what I'm looking for. Alright, so I got... I gotta look around for a bit. Don't mind me, I'm just talking to myself. Alright. Second of all, I don't even know what the status of this NetBSD GNOME install is. It's still going. Alright. It's starting to install this stuff. I'm looking for the PPD so I could upload it. Alright. I think it's over here. There. Spool cups. Oh, brother. Alright, these are just the fragments of jobs I run. LPD, no. Could it be? Cache? No. I have to open up the damn thing. Maybe it's etc. cups. That would be really nice. Etc. cups, PPD. Canon, thank you. That works. Alright, so we're going to put this over here in my... Yeah, but no, I gotta do this way. Soup's getting cold. Okay, where am I at? myself the fucking owner. Alright, now I gotta load this fucking thing, and then I gotta go into my Google Drive from inside NetBSD and download the PPD. I just uploaded. Actually, no, I got a new one. File upload. Canon PPD. Yeah. Gnarly. Upload complete. Alright. Too much. So, now I'm obscuring this from you people. Okay. Dude, if they may have released the packaging, may be really broken right now. They just don't have enough desktop users. Okay. Got a bunch of warnings on that. A bunch of stuff that didn't build in package source, basically. Alright. Now, let's get this from Google Drive. I'll come back to life. It didn't beep so much. Come on, dude. Recent. Let's go, Turbo. There it is. Download. And I will explain this stuff, but first I'm going to... Now how the... I don't know if KDE's even going to know how to know that GNOME is there. Alright, let's get back. Or GNOME, or whatever you want to call it. Alright, back to this thing. That's not what I want. It's too big. Let's go down further. Guess it does. Yeah, I don't think so. Alright. Out of the way. So here I am back into NetBSD. I'm going to try to deal with the poor printing. Find me the connection. That. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to load up the PPD from my home. Hello. The hell did I not download that? Fuck. I hate how they put it in the downloads folder. Like that's so convenient. All right. There it is. Now, the drivers that you have, the only thing that really makes the printing work out of all these drivers you get for your manufacturers, for printers and stuff like that, the only part of it that you actually need is this one file called a PPD file. And the reason why Apple adopted cups I'm out of paper. That was supposed to be just all grade, but I guess not. Let's try this again. Stopped, withheld. That didn't work. Getting tired of this. Okay. I'm not a robot. Just download it. Oh, are you kidding me? Alright, let me see if I can log into GNOME. GNOME! Let me tell you, root logins not allowed. GNOME, baby! Alright. Files of an unknown type. Oh my god, am I going to be allowed? Nautilus cannot handle? What the fuck? Jesus. What? Must enter a name for the server. All right. It's going to go, what the hell? Alrighty. Why is it pulling that up? Okay, well, I'm not doing that. Alright, so I can't browse the network. The only networking I have to save anything is going to be Google Drive. What? Test our site up to 800. Test your site in Firefox. What? Huh? I'm not doing that. I've sent thousands of browser signals to its site? Are you kidding? With this. Alright. Why do I get the idea it's going to pull up KDE? Jesus. Whatever. Alright, I think it's time to stop. So yeah, you can get a desktop, you can browse the net. If you can print, you'll be lucky. You guys are keep struggling with it. GVFS backends. I don't even know if that exists. 2 errors and 1 warning. Whatever, dude. So, I mean, the errors aren't really descriptive. You know, there might be an error log in var here. But now I don't like the way this looks. LPD errors. What's this? So you have no, there might be some log from GNOME and why it's doing that. And user package, source package, local package, source package, whatever. See what Cups is saying. So I can't just upload the PPD from the Bright Hue program that is not made for NetBSD. So now I gotta fix my printer again. But it's so much easier. KD3 is so much easier to use. Yeah, whatever. I'll just go with PCL. What the hell am I doing? Yeah, no response. So what, I have dead jobs. Color manager, just oh, Jesus. So great. I mean, yeah. I don't even know if it's going to show what driver I used. These are Jet 4. The last time I did it, I had a grayscale. Why is it talking about... I've never had cups work so poorly. Alright, so I had to go with generic PostScript. A little better. So, FreeBSD has more support than NetBSD. In general, it's got the VirtualBox Guest Edition drivers, so... yeah, that's as big as the screen gets. Without it, there's no mouse integration. FreeBSD, you have that. FreeBSD is able to install cups properly. I have no idea whether LPD equals yes or cupsD equals yes resulted in me being able to print or not. But at least I can print from one printer. But whether I'm going to find a PPD, just a PPD for this Canon printer, which is all I really need, is questionable, because it's probably not going to come out of the system I'm using now. My main system, the PPD's fragmented all over the place. Apparently. Webcams aren't supported all that well. You can do some basic stuff. You can fairly easily get a graphical user interface desktop. Where it has the apps you want. Let's see if it's going to do OpenOffice. don't even know if that's a name, but you have to know the names of these things. LibreOffice, what I'm looking for. Come on. So you have to know the name. If you don't know the name, you're just stuck, you know, and you have to do research. I mean, for everything. Yeah, so many categories. It's under miscellaneous. LibreOffice. Oh God. Can't handle the capital L, you know. So KDE, I know works in SUSE, so it's not because it's old. I know that KDE 4 had a build issue. Meanwhile, I'm not sure whether you can even do KDE 5 with package source. What do they call it? The KDE Slim book. Okay, KDE Plasma. What package source? No, it's in work in progress, so they haven't ported it over yet. They did get LibreOffice ported. It's very difficult to port over something. LibreOffice probably would be easier than KDE 5 with Plasma because every time a new version of Qt comes out, they do a completely new rewrite of KDE. I mean, a complete new rewrite. Whereas LibreOffice, between one version change or the other, they already have their patches in place. They may have to move it by a few lines, but they know what the fixes are, and then there may be a few new things that come up they have to deal with to port something over. But with a brand new set, you got to start all over again. So I don't blame them, but it's a bit slow. I mean, by now, I don't know how long it's been out. No, they're working on KDE 5 about a couple of years. Qt 5 was out a couple of years ago. Let's see when this was released. – 2014. Well, it's been out since and they haven't ported it. Package source. I mean, that tells you something. Things are slowing down for the NetBSD people, I can tell. And it's unfortunate because it was a viable OS. I would say it was more viable before. I was able to browse the network. I was able to install cups. And I didn't have to plague my RC local with a bunch of yeses. Much, Everything else just worked. And I think the more things get turned off, the more of a barrier it is for people. If you need an office suite, you have one. And just KD4 just doesn't look as good. And one thing that's very important for me is I could change the settings. Let's see. I forgot. But I like it when it looks like this. I don't like this side thing. Network admin core, there's a crash. Maybe when I was in GNOME? What? That can't be. No way. Just want to look like this. I want to stay like this. Alright, so LibreOffice is installed. Question is it going to be in my thing? Here it is. So LibreOffice can read Word documents. Save documents in the format of a Word document, so you're not stuck on that. Big problem is sound. Just go to a random YouTube, and if we don't have any sound, that's no good. You could use this like a okay. Maybe I don't have ELSA. I do not. Okay, so what am I doing here? Okay, there's this many pages of packages. Wait. And I have to know exactly how they spell this, whatever I'm looking for. I know it's probably in the sound category. Look, that's how many they have. Multimedia. Python, oh my God, Ruby, SCM, security, shells, sysutils. I must be under multimedia. God. Audio. Well, audio then. Also utils, I guess. Mixer. What? Can't open Mixer. I mean, if they break, I mean, if you break everything on the beginning, you know, for security, I mean, come on. And a lot of this stuff is just old. Okay, so now I gotta look, see if these things exist. Dev. Audio. Dev. Sound and dev. Mixer. I saw there's mixer. Okay. You make quick tests for the sound outputs by sending data to the device. Send anything to it. Cat. Dev. Urandom. Dev. Sound. Of course, I need this thing. Whoa, okay, I'm making some sound. There we go. So why is Alza not working? Am I missing something? No such file or directory. User pet. Oh my god. I mean, you have to debug everything with this? No, user. Package. SBIN. AlzaConf. Line number what? Line number 262. So if I'm going to even have any chance to know what the hell to do here. If sbin mod info do I need to put like so there's no mod info. Who knows? Does it exist? Where do you... Okay, now I gotta... What package is this in? How to set up web server. Okay, what do I have to do now? Copy dbus, which I have. We've already done dbus equals yes. Okay, ignore. GStreamer. Pulse audio crashes. Alright, well this is practically useless. How do you... What? Audio config list. Alright, should I just install Pulse? Alright, what else have we got here? Allmix. Sure, let's go crazy until we get this thing working. Sound. Okay. C sound. Gnome audio. I don't even know, that could be installed already, who knows. Library fish sound. Let's try InPlayer. InPlayer fonts. That's what I wanted. Let me guess. If that is in WIP, we're in big trouble. Alright, so I know it's able to make sound. The problem is I don't know why it is not making any sound. Pulse audio. Why is it not? Is it already installed? What the hell? It's like it's just like a mystery box. That's what NetBSD is. Yeah, it's installed. How about Pulse? There's something called Pulse config. PAU. PAUV control. That's what it is. But not in caps. PAVU. Alright. PAV. So I wasn't connected to pulse audio, please wait. Do I have to say pulse audio equals yes? Is that what it is? ASCII equals yes. Binary equals yes. Do. Please stand by. Oh my god. Well, I don't think that is working. Too many arguments. Wah, 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 wah. But so you can't really. I don't think you can even actually make it a viable distro. It's just unfortunate. Alright. I wonder if it's in user package share examples where you would just know to look. Why don't they just put the examples where they go? And look at all this stuff. They pulse. Now what I'm supposed to do here? Client conf. Okay, what is this? So people that have successful setups will put it here, but I mean, all right. How about cups? I mean, how's that? And you just don't know if it's going to be worse if you use their examples. Cups browsed. Oh my god. This. Okay, so it browses for bonjour. Do I really care? Alright, I think I'm just about done with this. Why would it... Where does this go? Just somewhere, or... How's a plugin's pulse? Is that what it is? The thing about the BSD is, and it's kind of true for FreeBSDs, you have to know what you're doing. If you don't, well, too bad. FreeBSD, there's a little more support, but it's almost as nondescript, and it's like, oh, well, there's this other thing you got to do. And then, you never know why they separate these things out, except they think things should be divided up. But sometimes you divide things so many times. It's non-auto removable. Use A sound RC. And some of these messages, well, they just blow by you. Okay, sweet. Bah. And then, Taxler is supposed to be for a bunch of different operating systems. So, I mean, do I really think that Linux would require that? I don't know. So why is it there? Is it because it's NetBSD? Connection refused? Give me a fucking break. Why would you disable sound as a security feature to start with? That's just stupid. Okay, now I'm in Ubuntu. Try this. Pulse audio double start. See, and it's not intended to be run as root. Well, I don't care, dude. Oh my god, did I just take this down? Yep. Alright, so we can see where NetBSD is. It's not in good shape. And I think we may all stop right there.